What's up, guys? Slasher here. Today, we're going to take a look at Videl. I think Videl has a lot of opportunity in this current format, seeing how things are slowing down and people try to play red and green. I find, if they have good cards, can have quite good defense against red if they're played right. So let's jump straight into it. So we have Videl, the leader. When this card attacks, draw one card. And if you boost with a skillless and a combo, draw one, add up to one card from your life to your hand. And yeah, essentially that helps you self-awaken if you need to. When your life is 4 or less, you may draw one, switch one to active, flip the card over. And also, if you spirit boost and you pay one, you can, if it's your opponent's turn, and you boost with a skillless card, the energy cost of 1, you can play it afterwards from your drop, which is great. So, but typically what you want to do is turn 1, I don't always recommend boosting with a skillless. And I wouldn't play your Unison because it's easily removed because you'll be tapped out. So, yeah. And the reason being is we play 1-cost Unisons. So, typically you just want to hard play a Videl or just keep the energy active if you need to. Yeah, and then we'll have a look at the Awakened side. When this card attacks, draw one, choose one of your green Unison cards, switch it to rest mode, choose up to, by the way. Switch it to rest mode, then add that card's power to your power for the battle. So you would be a 16k, which is amazing. And you don't have to use this Unison. You can actually use a 3-cost Broly Unison with 20k power. So you could be 30k if you wish to. And then yeah, when one of your skillless cards is using a combo, it gets plus 4k and you draw a card. And if you spirit boost, same as the unawakened side, but now you're allowed to boost during your turn as well and play the card rather than just your opponent's turn. So yeah, that's the leader. It's a very fun leader, 5k to 10k unfortunately, but you have a lot of cards that you can boost with, and that's where all the synergy comes from and why you draw so much, and we'll get to that. So, we'll start with the counters. We have 3 Dormant Potentials, just good for stalling your opponent. We got 2 Margin Boos, also good for stalling. As you know, these require you to discard 1 card from your hand to use the rest of their effect, but that's never a problem. As you draw so many cards, you'll never have to deal with that, and a lot of times you can actually start setting things up by placing like a Sun Gohan in your drop, and we'll get to that later. We have 3 Homicidal Clones, just fantastic defense. And originally I was running the Videl's little counterattack promos, but I actually find Goku Kamehameha deflections are actually really good. You have to hard play it for 1, but you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So it's just a very good counter, especially against Red Sin Shinron, things like that at the moment. We've got 2 Hearts of the Maiden. It just allows you to grab up to 2 skillless battle cards from your deck to your hand, from your top 7. We have 7 Videl skillless. You don't need to run 8. I think 7 is perfectly more than enough. And also, by the way, Maiden can grab you your Unison. Should mention that. We've got 2 Sun Gohan skillless as well. And then we have Great Saiyaman Budding Hero. This card is amazing. Fantastic card. Pay 1 energy, choose one of your skillless cards with energy cost of 2 or less, so you grab your Videl little 1-drop, which you can do from, spirit boosting with your Unison on the field. After the battle, you would play your 1-drop, then you swing with your 1-drop, then at the end of battle, you would activate main, put it back to your hand, and then you can play Budding Hero. And then Budding Hero will allow you to play your Gohan. And then the chain continues. So yeah, it's a lot of damage. It's so brutal to get hit by that turn 2. We also run 4 of the Great Saiyaman Unisons. It's a 6k. And when you use your Spirit Boost to play your Videl, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 2 or less, KO it, and add up to 1 skillless card, energy cost of 1 from your deck to your hand, shuffle your deck. Awesome card. Oh, and also if your opponent attacks, you can choose a skillless card to help boost. So if they attack for 10k at your Unison, you're now going to be 11k. 2 Pans, good against Sin Shenron as well, in my opinion, and can be good against, just earlier aggro decks as well. You can -2 till the end of your opponent's next turn. They can only attack 1 time with battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less. And yeah, you can, with this Unison, you can +1 at the end of your turn, switch your leader to active mode. It gains blocker, so you just have a bit of defense as well to keep your Unison alive if you need to. Of course, we know Black Smoke Dragon exists, but it is what it is, right? We also have 1 Golden Freezer for removal. We have Pan for the new replacement for Chumper. You can just boost with it for 5k if you wanted to, and then you can pay 1 if your leader's a Heroine, gets plus 5k and double strike. We have 2 of the boss monsters. We got the Saiyan. This promo came out last year, towards the end of the year, I believe. Awesome card. Pretty much for every 2 Videls in your drop, you give plus 5k to all Videls on your field, which is bonkers if you flood your field like that. And yeah, it costs 3 energy, and if you have 4 more energy, you can play it. We got some barrier removal with Fated Rivals. You charge Z energy so damn quickly in this deck, so this is never a problem to play. You'll play it practically every game. You're going to have it in your hand and you're going to play it. 2 Fated Rivals. Originally it was 3, but sometimes you just have that dead card in your hand and you don't really want to be sparing something like that in this deck. So we also have Frieza Charismatic Villains, your counterplays. Best counterplay in my opinion right now, because everything has deflect. So yeah, you're playing it, their abilities will go through, but then you still get to remove their card. So that's great. We have 2 Son Gohans. This card is practically a budding hero, but the only difference is that instead of playing this card, we're going to be using its activate main. And what that does is you can place this card under your Unison, and then you get to draw 1 and add a marker to it. So it's just extra draw, extra kind of defense in a way for your Unison. Secret Identity Masked Saiyan, some more board removal, because we have little ones as well. So you have board removal here and here, and then you would also want more things to just specifically target cards to KO. So you have these, and of course this card. And then for super combos, we have 2 Saiyamans to help you kind of cycle cards in your deck better. We have 2 Hercules. Reason being is when you use Spirit Boost to play a card, what you can do is you can essentially the same ability as this in a way by placing it under your Unison to add a marker and draw a card. And with this deck, because you're boosting so much, you'll be surprised if someone attacks you with 20k, you can easily outboost it with a 10k leader. It's amazing. I've been versing and trying this deck for about 2 years now, and this is the best iteration you can come up with, really. In my opinion, of course. Always someone's opinion. And, then we have Cell Xeno. Of course, you can easily use Successor here by getting up to 12 energy, so that could easily be, 2 Fated Rivals on the field. Get rid of them, play this card, choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand, places them in the drop, and this card gets Quadruple Strike, Dual Attack. It's just a monster. And then for a little extra spice for damage for this deck, because you want more 1-drops, at first I was trying out as a proxy the Cooler Armed Force, which is this card, but I did run into the problem where you're spending too many energies sometimes, and you need to have better defense, so still being able to play something for board pressure and hand destruction can be better. So I actually found the Goku, because on play, it's going to be doing its ability, which is fantastic. And so we have this card on play, 3 or more energy, play this card, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. And that's the main deck. Then we have the Z Energy. Gerons, pretty much Unison removal. We have Frieza, little 15k double strike. And if you attack with a card that has energy cost of 2 or more, and you hit your opponent, or just attack your opponent, they have to discard 1 card from their hand, which is awesome. And then, of course, there is this little tech I thought we'll try it out. If it's your turn, when your green unison is placed in your drop, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, and this card gets 5k. So you can also, replace your unison with something else, or if your opponent plays something or does something to your unison, it's a little extra tech. And then, of course, you've got Self-Awakening. And yeah, then we have the side deck. These are more options that we're looking at for what you can run instead. So these were the Call of Justice counterattacks, 1-drops. But I found that you run so many Videls in the deck already that you're never going to miss the target for your Saiyaman to get the plus 5k to your extra pans on the field. And I feel that the Goku Kamehameha has just too much value right now compared to, running the Videls. And then I thought of a little tech idea. Obviously, this is just brainstorming this one. You have the Sao Max Deliverer of Despair. So you play this card, and if it would be removed, your opponent has to place a card from their life in their drop, and you choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO them. So what you could do is you could run Wrathful Charge, and then you may choose up to one of your cards, and place in your drop. Then essentially you're triggering this card yourself. And then, of course, for extra damage, if you want aggro, you've got Pan, and we have Golden Cooler. This card essentially is you will pay 5 energy if your opponent has 4 or more energy, choose all cards, get rid of them on the field, or battle cards on the field, and then they place everything but 5 cards in their hand into their Z energy. And then what you can do is you can just keep re-swinging at your opponent with this card for damage if you want to end game. But I feel that at the moment the Cell Xeno just works a lot better because you're already milling them a lot, or milling them, doing a lot of hand destruction. So this is just that extra hand destruction. So I think it works pretty damn well like this. So yeah, that's this is the deck profile. I hope you like it. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Thanks for watching. Peace. What's up, guys? Today here,